northern Minnesota, under the moonlight. Renegade radios blasting through the night. Frankie Slosson's on the mic, it's his time to shine. Screaming Sam and Mad Dog, they're one of a kind. The Antique Man, he's got a story to tell. DJ Ken spinning vinyl, oh so swell. Mama T's got the rhythm that shakes the ground. John Roberts' voice, it's the sweetest sound. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with a voice so wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. We don't play by the rules, we're out on the run. The Antique Man's got the past and the future, it's all spun. Mad Dog's howl echoes out over the plains. Screaming Sam and Frankie, they're setting the flames. From the highways to the lakes, we ain't slowing down. Spreading fire through the cold Minnesota town. John Roberts leads the charge with the steel in his soul, while Mama T keeps us rocking, always in control. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowds, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the sea, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. So tune in, feel the beat rise. This Renegade station's reaching the skies. From the first crack of dawn to the last star fades, with the sound of rebellion, the sound that won't trade. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, near the freedom that I made. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. Every step I take is fire fuel for my soul's desire. With every star I rise, nobody can deny. From the east to the west, I'll take my stand and fight. In this life I chose, I'm gonna own the night. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, near the freedom that I made. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. Can't hold me down for long, I keep moving on. This heart beats loud and proud in my rebel song. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, near the freedom that I made. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
Out in northern Minnesota, under the moonlight. Renegade radios blasting through the night. Frankie Slosson's on the mic, it's his time to shine. Screaming Sam and Mad Dog, they're one of a kind. The Antique Man, he's got a story to tell. DJ Ken spinning vinyl, oh so swell. Mama T's got the rhythm that shakes the ground. John Roberts' voice, it's the sweetest sound. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with a voice so wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. We don't play by the rules, We're out on the run. The antique man's got the past and the future. It's all spun. Mad Dog's howl echoes out over the plains. Screaming Sam and Frankie, they're setting the flames. From the highways to the lakes, we ain't slowing down. Spreading fire through the cold Minnesota town. John Roberts leads the charge with the steel in his soul, while Mama T keeps us rocking, always in control. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud through the storms and the crowds. We're standing proud from the back roads to the sea with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. So tune in, feel the beat rise. This Renegade station's reaching the skies. From the first crack of dawn to the last star fades. We're the sound of rebellion, the sound that won't trade. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud through the storms and the crowd. We're standing proud from the back roads to the city with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
Well.
I like the tune. I like it. That's pretty good.
I figured that you would.
Hey, Lewis, go.
Lewis, come.
Come on. Come on, Lewis, go away. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to, after a 2-week hiatus, and we're back. Well, last week was my fault, because I didn't have enough money to pay for the monthly fee. We could have probably still went on and did a show, but I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Wouldn't be able to play no videos. Wouldn't be able to do any intro. Nothing like that. It just would have been just a solid, just like a Zoom meeting, almost like. So that's why we didn't do last week.
You made a joke. Said no. You didn't budget your money very well, and mentioned, now you know how I feel. But see, the difference is you have money to budget. You got to have money to be able to budget it.
I figure by now, after all this time that you've been, on the lam, we'll say, that you would have money to budget, but that's another story for another time, I guess.
Well, it's all the maladies, all the maladies. Like this weekend was actually pretty rough. I had some really bad pain days this weekend. I tried to force myself to do some stuff anyway, but like I had a plan to hang out with my kids yesterday. And it's an hour drive, and sure. I suffered through it just because I got to hold the baby again, and I got to see my other daughter, and then Saturday night I was in a lot of pain on Saturday night too, but I hadn't seen Sean Wallen do Elvis in like months and months, at least.
Can we address the elephant in the room? I'm a little concerned a little bit because I found out something that I didn't know about because I'm still not a part of the Facebook group. When after Bob, technically blocked me from the access to his bar's Facebook page. When did they change it to Katie's Place? Sounds like a name of a sitcom. When did that happen?
There was a change in management.
Yeah, I know that.
And the lease got paid off, so there's partners now.
Okay.
And my personal opinion, it really doesn't have the little Bobby vibe anymore. But Katie was the one that was taking over. So I think the ladies were just trying to, the other partners were trying to involve her more, make her feel more part of the business.
Yeah, but I thought this was how they're going to keep his legacy alive, and now it just kind of goes in the toilet pretty much. Seems like to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually,
if I had a bar,
they still have live music. They still have really good food.
it's
They
it's
still have the sign with his name on it on the sides of the building. We still have at least the stage area and all of that. All the stuff is still on the walls on that side. I mean,
you walk in there and it's got little Bobby all over it. I mean, you still got the records, the vinyl all over and all that stuff, right? Oh, that's all gone? Oh.
They had did some deep cleaning a few months after he passed away, or maybe it was when they took over the lease or something. I can't remember, or paid off the lease. But they had to take everything off all of the walls to do some deep cleaning, and it didn't get put back on until. Do you guys remember me posting photos on a party bus? My first party bus ever.
I don't remember that at all. No.
It was right before friend of mine turned 50.
Okay.
And he's also a musician. So Shane Fierstead, Acoustics.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, it was his 50th birthday, and one of the party bus stops, was going to be at Little Bobby's. So they asked me to help them because they couldn't remember where everything went on the walls. So the stage area and everything like that, I put everything back up on the walls on the whole stage area and the back area. Like the bar area and the dining area still doesn't have a whole lot of walls, but
they might as well just close down the business. You know, they pretty much.
No. Well, everybody has invested too much. Everyone has invested too much, and it's.
Well, I mean, if I had a bar, I mean, I get the fact of cleaning and stuff. I understand that because it definitely needed it, I'm sure. But if I was honoring somebody's legacy, somebody who, if it was like my father's bar or something like that, one, I would not ever changing the name, because everybody knows the name. Everybody's already settled with the name. I would keep that going. Two, so what if you had stuff on the walls? Organize it. Take pictures of stuff so you know what was where, what, or do it better.
That was one of the things. I think they just forgot to take pictures before.
Okay, but they could have done it. They could have, instead of putting it all by the stage area, they could have just still put them up. But who cares about how it was organized? As long as it was.
I liked the way. So Bobby had it because it's like a music museum, and each musician, there's big artists in there that had their own sections.
Yeah.
Like the whole wall, Jimi Hendrix and Prince, that whole wall, and then there was the Johnny Cash section, the Elvis section.
I don't want to give it too much time on. I don't want to talk about it. I get it, but it's just like I feel like now the legacy's officially tarnished.
There's a lot of people that.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
it will never. It'll never be like how Bob did it. I don't mean to bring up on
he's not there.
Much anyways. So.
People were coming there for a while just because they wanted to see me and Bobby. And when neither one of us are there, the vibe completely changed. And I mean, he only had it for a year before I showed up. And it is different. And it is a change, but I'm telling you, give it a chance. I'm telling everybody out there, give them a chance. They're trying their best. They're doing a good job with what they've got. They've got all kinds of events over there. They've got great food.
They need to focus on the bar then instead of spending most of their money and time at the casino, as I see them all the time. So that's another story. Anyway, so welcome to Renegade Radio, everybody. We're kind of starting a little bit early. I'm sure everybody will show up, hopefully here soon. Anyway, that is on our crew because Anthony, Mad Dog.
I can't even see it. I dyed my hair red.
Okay.
What's going on, John?
I'm gonna be AWOL for a while after tonight.
Okay.
Hate to say it. I got something in the burner, which I'm gonna be gone on Monday for, and then we start Beats. So I might be doing some different things here. I'll find out, but it wouldn't be every Monday. But I'm gonna be gone the next few for sure.
Okay. Well, you do realize now, okay, that we took the breaks that we did, at least for. I mean, I don't care what you do. If you're able to get on, you're able to get on. If you're not, you're not. I mean, it's just I get it. You're busy, but for the rest of us, or the ones that do show up, we're gonna probably end up going. I'm trying to so we get closer to our 100th episode. Blah blah blah. By next next season.
Yep.
I want to make that as big a deal as possible.
Right. I might be doing some radio again. We're gonna see. I meet with some guys tomorrow, and then I'm supposed to do some stuff on Friday and Monday. So we'll see.
Okay.
And then I got to then beat start. So I got to get back. I for sure. But when everything else stops, I don't care what else because I'm gonna do beats.
Well, just know that
I don't. Who knows how long?
Okay. Well, the next time we take a break won't be until probably the first 2 weeks of November, because we're gonna go full sail now until Halloween.
Oh, I'll be back before then.
Yeah.
I'll be back way before. Yeah.
And then we'll take our break for hunting, and then we'll come back and we'll go until at least mid-December, and then we'll take a month off, and then we'll have season 6. That's kind of how I want to do it now. Now that we're doing it in the middle of the month, and we're kind of continuing, the second phase or whatever of season 5. Yeah, because I felt bad for missing even Labor Day. We shouldn't even miss Labor Day, but we did. And it is what it is. Did you end up doing anything on Labor Day anyway? I I didn't realize that people actually have celebrations and stuff.
And grandkids. So it ain't all about celebrating. It's just about not having to worry about doing anything. You just do shit with,
Even though you do stuff anyway.
So especially with us with the grandkids. We don't get to spend that much time with them. But that's drank beer with the neighbors on the deck and the kids, and had a wonderful old time.
See, for my family, we never my family, we never do the little holidays like that. We never really do much at all. We just Memorial Day maybe, but Labor Day not really.
Hell, if they give me a reason to not have to do anything, I'm obviously going to take it. Especially if it's a national holiday, everybody was closed.
Sure.
But I don't know. I guess the more holidays, the better.
Absolutely. Every day is a holiday.
The job I used to have, that was a good saying.
Sure.
So Lori and I worked races Friday. Then we had a wedding to do officiated a wedding on Saturday and mowed the lawn on Sunday and watched the Vikes get their ass handed to them last night. That was our weekend.
Since we came back, they've had 2 games now. The first one was kind of a nail biter too, and this one kind of was, but I wasn't really paying much attention to this last night because I was at work and everything. But people were watching though. And I know some people from Thief River that went all the way down there too. Were all tailgating and stuff and getting into the Purple Pride and everything. And I'm sure they had a big get together over there because it seemed like they did. There was even a live band and stuff playing. That'd be kind of fun to experience that. I haven't done that. I only did that once, and that was for a UND game. When I worked at Hugo's, they gave us free tickets to experience a UND game at the Lair Center one time, and I did that with my dad. So that was kind of fun. And then we tailgated included, but that was because we're part of the Hugo's tailgating party. So, for what it was worth, it was different, but it's, we had to hang out.
I used to do a live tailgate party from tailgating on KJ 108 back in the day. We were live from the parking lot out there from 9 in the morning till noon or whatever it was, but hoofed walk around with a cordless mic and just talk to people and party and drink and eat, and had the big Bose speakers set up on the Jeep so I could just rock.
If people did not know that we were from the Midwest before now, they do now.
Even Screaming Sam as well. He's fully from the Midwest. He looks like he's from the Midwest. Become Santa Claus over the last 2 weeks since last time we were on.
Yeah. Don't take much.
Well, tonight we have two special guests on. In about half an hour from now, we will have our first guest, which is a legendary pro wrestling author. His name is Brian Solomon, and he's writing a book, or he wrote a book about the life and times of Gorilla Monsoon. And so we'll be talking about that book, and among other things that we'll talk about. And then at 6:30 our time, in about less than 2 hours from now, we'll have Brad Vickers on, and he's a musician up on the East Coast as well. And yeah, he'll be joining us and telling us about what he's been up to. I've had him on my show before, like back when I was doing stuff in South Dakota, but it's been a long time since we've chatted. I was surprised that I was able to get him on. Next week, we actually have a special guest that I actually booked last night while I was at work. Because sometimes I do that, you know, if I know that there's a good chance that this person will answer, and because sometimes, you know, sometimes people who are in the media, they run their own Facebook page, you know, or they have their own email, they don't have an agent or whatever. Well, if you guys remember a wrestler called Max Payne from the early days of WCW, he used to tag with Cactus Jack or Mick Foley back in the early WCW days, and then eventually in the mid-90s, he would become Mad Mountain Rock, and he would play a guitar because he was actually in a band as well called Max Payne, and his name is Daryl Peterson, and he'll be our guest next week. And so that'll be fun. Another well, what would you say? Not jobber, but kind of like a character wrestler from back in the days of character wrestling. So that'll be next week. And then for my birthday episode so far, we got one guest, and that's musician David Keys, who will be telling us about what he's been up to. I'm going to try to get us one more guest for my birthday episode, but I'm working on something here. And then
No, don't do that, because I thought for your birthday episode, we could just roast you.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We could have one guest, and then we could just take turns roasting you.
The whole time, the whole show.
Yeah, I think we got enough. I think we.
Yeah,
we could do a part 2 the week after.
Oh yeah. You know, John. Well, John, you have to be there then if you're going to roast me. You know, it won't be the same without you.
Might have to call you. I might have to call in from the truck when I'm sitting at the piler.
Yeah, don't get yourself into an accident, and all of a sudden you're laughing because you told the most cringiest joke.
Well, even if you're caught with a cell phone while you're hauling beats in a semi, it's a $2,000 fine.
Oh.
So that's why, yeah, you don't make your phone calls until you're sitting in the beat plant waiting in line or sitting out in the field.
Well,
yeah, don't see the guys that wear the headgear and shit. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that into it.
You're too busy beating off in the first place. So
it's
beating off.
Yeah.
Beat off 2025.
If anybody doesn't know what that means, you guys got to listen to. Oh, should I say it?
What?
KJ108 does this whole beat off thing.
They used
to.
If they played the replay now, no shit. There are no big dogs anymore. There's just the dogs.
There's one of them can't about him. Yeah.
Yeah, they used to go deliver pizza out to beat workers and stuff, and yeah. I call them the lib dogs myself, but that's for a different show.
I think Blind Dog would be a perfect co-host or a perfect partner for you to do the beats with, John. You could hang out with him all 12 hours of your shift and just here, count how many times he calls you brother, brother.
Oh, yes, they would have such stimulating conversations that would not end in blood.
Oh, I can only imagine.
The thing about a beat field is a lot of them are in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I mean, that's your prerogative, but I mean, just for your side entertainment when you're bored and you have nothing to look forward to for the next 12 hours. I'm just
kidding. I've known Blind Dog since he was just a little kid. Many years ago, and I farmed for a couple of years. We farmed his mom's, actually one of his mom's fields. We rented from her, so I've known him since he was just a little guy.
Line pup.
Yeah. Yo, brother. Used to be just saying to a different tone.
And that's the thing too. I mean, you guys, you guys
brother.
can get along just fine as long as you don't talk about politics. Just because a lot of people are so like, if you don't, they think that if you don't get along, or if you don't have the same views on politics, that they can't be adults and still get along as human beings. Like, just because you have different political views or religious views, I mean, you guys are grown ass adults.
My deal is, if you're going to bring something up, at least have the balls to have the conversation about it. Don't bring something up because you heard it. Bring something up because it really does concern you. And that's the difference between certain people, is they won't sit down and talk. Then they get pissed and say stupid stuff, do stupid stuff, shoot guns, all that kind of crap. But that's fine. If you want to talk politics, be ready to talk politics. But otherwise, I don't bring it up. I'm not going to walk up
all I worry about now,
right away go.
Yeah, all I worry about now is like, if we do start talking about obviously what happened last week, it's like, are we going to get canceled, or are we going to get our jobs taken away if we say the wrong thing or whatever? It's like I've noticed people are doing that now because of people saying, no matter what it is, no matter how they feel about it, if somebody doesn't like what they say, then they call their employer now, and then everybody's losing their jobs. Well, that's something.
See, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, what?
We have so I had a deal with a friend of mine on Facebook, and I said something, or I was promoting a business for a friend of mine. Well, this person gets on there and said something negative about the product that I was promoting. And I said, I'm trying to help out a friend. It's good that you're not doing that anymore, whatever, but this is not the place for your negative comments. And she brings up freedom of speech. Everybody's got their right to their opinion. Well, of course they do. That means I have the right to call you out on it and tell you not to say that shit on my post. You have everybody has the freedom of speech, but they also have at the same time to be responsible for their words. They have to understand that there's consequences.
Right. But right there now, you're talking opinions. That was her opinion of this business. When if you want to talk certain things, for example, again, politics, we all have our opinion. But if you're going to base your opinion on something, I'd rather it be fact than anything else. You know what I mean? And that's where that part lacks. I know another friend, a friend of mine, his nephew is one of my best friends. And this guy is just staunch, lib. And he'll just see something, a meme, and then he'll put it on like it's his, and he's got no clue. I mean, no clue what it even means. That kind of stuff. That's what bothers me.
Annoying. That's really annoying.
Yeah.
That's why I don't ever post anything. I don't believe anything I see. I don't believe anything I see on the internet. Like, unless I actually see it with my own eyes or hear it with my own ears, I don't believe it. I take everything with a grain of salt. And that's why I don't repost a lot of stuff. Things I repost are things that I know to be true. Like, things I repost would be like things about fibromyalgia. Because I have it, I know these things are true, But when it comes to politics, I just, everybody's got an agenda. Everyone has an agenda, and they're either speaking from way over here or way over here. And that's why you don't hardly ever hear anybody talking from here, because they're like, okay, I don't believe that, but I don't believe that necessarily either. So, you know what? I'm just going to absorb the stuff that I can see and hear for myself.
Yeah. When we first created Grand Forks Best Source, it was like the day we were getting ready to open up our studio, the pandemic was officially on. And we were doing a weekly show about saying it was bullshit. Saying, the vaxxing, the shutting everything down, the distancing, all of this shit. And people were calling us nut jobs, and you guys are loony, and you'll never get any advertising, and blah, 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 blah. But what we preached was, don't listen to TV. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Do 10 minutes of research a day. Just start Googling shit. That's all you got to do. If you spend 10 minutes a day, you start to find out the truth and the facts about a lot of things and base your opinion on that. And that's what we preached and preached and preached. Oh, gee, fast forward 4 years and people are like, geez, you were right. Yeah, you were pretty much right. And look at everything that's going wrong with all these people now. And, it killed my mother-in-law. My wife's got vasculitis because of that fucking vaccine now. And but all we were doing was say, educate yourself. Don't take somebody else's word for it all the time. Yeah. When you say you can't believe everything you read on social media or Facebook, what I use Facebook for is a tool to guide me to a certain story, or because you'll hear this ungodly, stupid stuff on social media, but then you can do the research yourself and find out what really happened. So we get a lot of our stories, a lot of my shows like that.
What news sources do you trust? There's certain news sources you can trust. There's certain ones that are neutral. They're not right wing, not left wing. They're neutral. Or like medical information. Go on WebMD. Go to a reputable source. Or people you actually have met in person that have gone through an experience.
Okay, you two shut up for a minute. I want to say hi to everybody.
Hey, Mad Dog.
Hi, Dad.
What's up, Mad Dog?
Your brother still hasn't said nothing.
Your audio is pretty shitty, though, Mad Dog. I hate to say it.
Scratchy.
I'm in the car, that's why.
Yeah, you should have been in the car with scratchy audio, though. We want high definition, clear audio. The Forest Cake.
And this is a Cadillac. Go figure.
Well,
you
Cadillac
still look good, though.
Oh, yeah, you look great. I'll eat you all up.
Oh, both of those Let's Boys look good.
Yeah, how's it going, Sam, too? Long time no see.
Hanging in there.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh, my gosh, his cheeks.
I want to bring some joy and some happiness to today's episode, too, because, since we were gone the last couple of weeks, I put together a little something, since everybody's here besides Ken, of course, I try to remind him to be here too. But I put together a little thing for us, so we actually have like a newer theme song, which I know Mama T heard earlier on, but I don't know if all you guys had a chance to hear. So I'm going to play it for you real quick here, and then we'll continue with today's episode.
Out in northern Minnesota, under the moonlight, Renegade radio's blasting through the night. Frankie Slosson's on the mic, it's his time to shine. Screaming Sam and Mad Dog, they're one of a kind. The Antique Man, he's got a story to tell. DJ Ken spinning vinyl, oh so swell. Mama T's got the rhythm that shakes the ground. John Roberts' voice, it's the sweetest sound. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with a voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. We don't play by the rules, we're out on the run. The Antique Man's got the past and the future, it's all spun. Mad Dog's howl echoes out over the plains. Screaming Sam and Frankie, they're setting the flames. From the highways to the lakes, we ain't slowing down. Spreading fire through the cold Minnesota town. John Roberts leads the charge with the steel in his soul, while Mama T keeps us rocking, always in control. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowds, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the sea, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. So tune in, feel the beat rise. This Renegade station's reaching the skies. From the first crack of dawn to the last star fades, with the sound of rebellion, the sound that won't trade. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while.
Do you drink in the morning? Absolutely not. I don't get up till noon.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Renegade Radio, Frankie Sloss's Renegade Radio, right here on Facebook.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah,
song.
you guys like that?
I do have to make one correction in that song, though. It's not my rhythm that shakes the ground; it's the thunder thighs.
Oh, Jesus. Come on. AI put the lyrics. I mean, I did some of the lyrics, but AI kind of helped a little bit this time. And I don't know, did it sound like Kid Rock a little bit? I suppose it did.
I don't know. I feel like the way it was sung, or the way the AI was singing it, it was kind of offbeat a little bit. I don't know.
A little bit. It was faster than, but you know,
Sounded like
sometimes
the old Mike and the Monsters.
well, yeah. I mean, it kind of sometimes when I use that software, it only allows me to use, like, if I'm going to do like a theme song or whatever, 2 minutes and 11 seconds is as long as they allow. If I'm doing it manually, then I can do it as long as I want. But
Sounded like Joe Commode in the Four Flushers.
what? Who?
No, your audio sucks, dude. You gotta
Your audio is
your
horrible.
Cadillac off.
Maybe it turns it down. Maybe it's out.
Your audio
It's
is
like
as
it's over
crispy as-
modulated.
Your audio is as crispy as a Rice Krispie treat.
I'm not. My air condition was on.
There, see, right there at the end, it was fine.
Yeah, but he's not using. Are you using your tablet and you're in the car?
I'm using my cell phone in the car.
You should use your tablet then. You know, bring your tablet out there.
When you're not
Unless you're
talking,
talking
when you're not talking loud, we can hear you.
Yeah, I was
It's
just going to say, don't
overmodulated.
try.
I'm
Yeah,
not
try not to
talking.
talk so loud. You don't have to yell.
Yeah, don't
Okay,
yell.
then. I'm not
There you
trying to
go.
yell. Give me a chance to talk.
That's better.
Now
That's
we
much
can hear
better.
you.
I said you sound like Joe Commode in the Four Flushers.
Joe
Joe
Commode and the
Commode.
Fourflush.
That's
Never
a
heard
jam.
that. Is that like John Cafferty and Blue Brown Band? Or what?
Yeah,
Almost the same thing.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, that was also my segment. We'll just kind of stop the show because, you know, remember when I said that we're still doing segments and everybody's getting picked? Now, since John won't be around for a little while, I'm going to give him a little bit of time, you know, for him to do a segment. But that was, you know, a segment can be anything. It doesn't have to be, you know, it can be anything you want it to be. This was my way of kind of making an intro, a new intro, even though we still have the old intro as well. But I kind of wanted to spice things up a little bit since Lance wasn't a part of the crew anymore. So
Before you do our segments, are you going to give us a chance to like introduce them, like give a little background or backstory on it?
yeah, I mean, we can air your segment now if you want. I mean, unless you want to
Okay.
wait till the second hour.
Hey,
So
can I ask you a question, Sean?
Yeah.
Did you get what I sent you in my wrestling?
Yes, I did, and we're going to air that next week because we're going to have a wrestler on next week for the
Okay.
show. We're going to have, remember Mad Mountain Rock or Max Payne?
Yeah, Max Tame. Okay.
Yeah, his name is Daryl Peterson, but he's he used to be known as Max Payne and Mad Mountain Rock in the WWF, and he tagged with Cactus Jack and stuff back in the day in WCW. So he's going to be our guest next week, or that'll be like later on in the broadcast. We have 2 today, so that's why I'm kind of trying to hurry everything up and get everything out here as much as
All
I can.
right. Let's
All
roll.
right. So, Mama T, if you want, you can tell us about your video, and then we'll air it now.
okay, so I went to visit my sister in Epping, North Dakota, and my stepdad and my daughter and my grandbaby were with. And my sister was telling me, you know, how she watches them, babysits for the mayor's kids once in a while, who is her neighbor. And when we were sitting there, you know, it's a great little town, all kinds of historical stuff in the town. Well, we get back to the house and I run to the bathroom, and you know, some people have those magazine racks in their bathroom. Well, I see this little kid book in this magazine rack, right? And I was like, oh, I should read that to my grandbaby. You know, that'll be cute. So I get off the toilet, I grab this book, and on my way out to the living room, I start flipping through it, and I was like, oh, this is not a children's book. So
Okay. Well, you'll see what she's talking about because I've seen the whole video already. And,
Ooh.
you know, I have some critiquing a little bit, but not a whole lot. It was pretty good. I did laugh hysterically, so it's very funny too. All right, so here we go, you guys. All ready? This is Mama T's segment for tonight.
it's story time. This book is called Mary Has a Little Pussy. It's about a kitty and her friend. It's about friendship and pets, and there's even a chicken in here. It's about sharing. And I'm going to attempt to read it without cracking a smile.
You can smile. It's a happy book.
It is. It's about friendship. It's called Mary Has a Little Pussy. Oh, look at it. Mary has a little pink pussy. She loves her pussy so much that she strokes it every night. Aww. Mary likes to show her pussy to all her friends. She invites her friends to stroke her pussy as well. Oh, did you see? She has a boyfriend and a girlfriend who stroke her pussy. One of Mary's friends, Tommy, has a big cock. The big cock couldn't help but behave excitedly when it saw the pussy. It started flapping furiously. Ooh, that pussy looks scared. That is, because that is a big cock. Another of Mary's friends, Jane, also has a pussy. However, her pussy was dirty because many people played with it. Oh, look at that poor dirty. You know, I can almost smell that pussy. One day, Mary took her pussy outside to play with her friend Dixon. He looks very happy to see Mary's pussy, doesn't he? Dixon loves to play with Mary's pussy. He enjoys playing with it so much that he even licks Mary's pussy until it becomes wet.
Fucking weirdo.
I wonder if the pussy licks him back. Suddenly, it started raining, and Mary invited Dixon to take shelter at her house. Sure, I'll come inside, exclaimed Dixon. Mary's mom also has a pussy. And of course, Dixon was very thrilled and wants to play with it. Oh, look, it's kind of gray. Are you sure you can handle my pussy? Said Mary's mom with a worried look on her face. Not to worry. I've done this many times before, said Dixon. Oh, Mary doesn't look real happy about that. Dixon was amazed by Mary's mom's pussy. He had so much fun until he was so exhausted and had a hard time standing. He looks a little weak. The rain has stopped and it's getting late. I better get going. I'll be back again for both of your pussies. Oh, they look very... They can't wait. The end.
Hey, did anybody get a little arousal from hearing Mama T read that?
Stop yelling.
Yeah, stop yelling.
Did anybody get aroused from hearing Mama T read that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Boy.
I heard you that time.
So, okay. So I have a little critique in a little bit, you know, because that's what I do, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfect at making videos either, because we all learn, you know. You didn't need
Well, I
to
didn't
make
make
it
it for the show. I didn't make it for the show, so keep that in mind.
But you submitted it for the show.
I did.
So technically you did make
Right.
it for the show.
You're okay. Go ahead.
You didn't need the baby in there. You know, you should have waited till you should have been in more of a quiet room or whatever. That's the first thing.
Right.
You know, where we could hear you more. Because I had to, if you notice, that's not the original video that you sent me. I edited it a little bit.
I did notice.
Turned up the volume, made the color a little bit better. You know, more saturated at least.
Thank
So
you.
you look like you're alive and everything, rather than pale and everything. Secondly, is the volume's a little bit better, so you can hear you. And then third, I guess, like I said, just also like more of the next time you ever do something like that, make sure that the person's looking like really close to you, so you can see the book, because we can see nothing, barely anything. But that's it though. It was good. It was funny.
Well, if anybody ever wants to order these books and send them to me, I will make a better video. I promise.
I thought you say, okay. anybody want to pet your pussy, just come to me.
Oh, she's only 10 minutes away from me, but
Fuck's sake.
Hey, you haven't moved at all. You know, you're still close by. No more sweetie in your life, anyway.
You got one of them cats from Japan that are bald?
The Siamese cats, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Well, anyway, I want to keep the
kitties.
I want to keep the laughing going. I'm going to play a little clip for you here before we get to our first guest. So should be coming here in a little bit here. This guy is a chef, and he does kind of food reviews. And this was a funny food review that he did. And we'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. All right. Practicing for the botched circumcision Olympics.
That is just a can of my baked beans.
Even though you already had a fucking bowl of already, like, why even show this? Oh, I know why. To piss us off.
Green bell pepper.
So
this is
that
the
worked.
perfect dinner idea. Absolutely amazing.
Sure.
Full of flavor.
Full of flavor. You're full of shit.
1 pound of hamburger meat that I already cooked up as well.
Yeah.
Right on in
You're
there.
gonna cook it again. Cool.
And then I have an onion that I want to kind of cut up. This is probably about half an onion.
Probably. Might not. Who knows, right? How would anybody know?
And my favorite is the yellow bell pepper, and that's
Sure.
just going to go right on back here.
Right on back
And
there.
now I have some fully cooked bacon.
Fully cooked bacon. Only the best. There's a sticker. There's a fucking sticker in the yellow bell pepper top right corner.
Like the green bell pepper, you can always exchange it for a red one.
Yep.
Or the orange ones. You can do some spicy peppers here.
Sure. What if I'm allergic to
I
sticker?
think that these combinations of flavors are great together. Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, everyone knows that bacon and sticker go well.
Get our baked beans out. A great addition, and I did get the country style.
Good.
Next, we're going to do a little bit of just some classic yellow mustard. This is going to give us a really nice tang to counteract
Booty tang.
some of that sweetness we're going to have going on.
Some of the sweetness.
This barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, all right.
Baby Ray's, absolutely delicious.
Oops, all sugar.
We're going to go ahead and get a bunch of barbecue sauce.
Sure.
Right over everything. We need enough to cover all those veggies.
Yeah. Did you? The sticker isn't covered though, so.
Doesn't that look amazing? And of course, my favorite.
Of course.
are these
Don't want to wash them or
onions.
level them
We're
off or
gonna
anything.
get some
Why
slice
would you?
right on over the top. We do have that white onion in there.
Yeah.
But
You should cut up the
onion is
elastic
a little bit
too, because that pairs well
green, a little bit
with
extra
sticker.
Onion flavor, and it's amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay, now we are heading straight to the oven. 350.
Kind of hoping you were going to say the trash, but.
25 to 35 minutes.
Okay, great.
All right, this is out of the oven. It is smelling absolutely incredible.
That's
Now,
the sticker.
all we have to do
That's
is
sticker
give
aroma.
it a
Everyone knows
nice
that.
Mix all
It might be under
together.
though.
We're going to combine
The sticker, so you might have to put it back in.
with our baked beans, our onions,
Yeah.
with our green bell pepper, our yellow bell pepper,
And?
of course, that hamburger meat.
Oh, I thought you were going to
Also
say
that
sticker,
mustard
because there's a
and
sticker in there.
barbecue sauce and bacon all mixed on
Right.
together for a delicious little cowboy style casserole one pan meal.
No.
Easy to just dump it, toss in the oven, and
Dump
get
it,
and we are good to
toss
go,
it,
baby. We're just gonna go ahead
but not
and
eat.
grab ourselves a nice scoop full.
Fuck.
Look at all those delicious ingredients.
Yep.
Wow, incredible. All right, well, let's just go ahead and give this all a
Let's just go ahead and give it a try.
All right,
I'm feeling naughty today.
scoop here. Looks really hot still, so let's blow on it.
What? Did you get sticker though? Because like how it's not fair to everybody else who doesn't get a bite of the sticker. You know what I mean? Only one person gets it. Whatever.
A little bit of like that tart kind of.
Yeah. Oh.
Vinegar
All right.
and the mustard, all that barbecue, so much flavor. Definitely
Yeah. This is a 0.001 out of 10. I'm trying to bite though. You know, I want the sticker.
So, did you guys ever see that one review of the guy doing this review on this video, and they're like, the person is like stirring and stirring and stirring, and like the middle, and he's just like, stir the middle, stir the middle, stir the middle, stir the middle. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find that one because that it reminds me of it. The same thing.
Our guest has arrived. This is perfect timing too. How's it going, Brian? Welcome to Renegade Radio.
It's going very well. I thought I was accidentally tuned into a cooking podcast. I wasn't sure there for a second.
No, we play a lot of random crap on the show just to entertain everybody and entertain all the audience. It's not just all about wrestling; it's everything. It's all about pop culture.
Great.
But yeah, welcome to Renegade Radio. I'm Frankie. I'm the guy that got a hold of you, as you're probably aware, and. I when I found out that you were doing a book about Gorilla Monsoon, I was very excited about it, and I thought, well, if we can get you on, eventually, when you start doing podcasting and stuff, that'd be great. And so here we are, and how's the book been doing so far?
Well, the official due date is The publication date is September 30th. Irresistible Force: The Life and Times of Gorilla Monsoon. But copies are starting to trickle out already. I've got a ton of my own that because I'm also selling my own signed copies. But it should be in all bookstores by the 30th, and the audiobook next month too. So exciting time. I've been working on it since 2022. So. It's nice to see it out there.
Writing is lost art. It really is. I mean, like, people don't know how to write anymore. They don't know how to put things into their own words. They don't know grammar. They don't know basic punctuation. I mean, writing is a really lost art. So, that's really awesome that you're doing a book. But you also do a podcast.
That's right. And by the way, you don't have to tell me all that because I'm a teacher. I see it. I'm on the front line. I try to tell people you don't know how dumb the world is going to get very soon. But podcast is called the podcast is Shut Up and Wrestle, and it's kind of it's a wrestling history podcast. It's kind of got an old school theme, and I have different guests every week. So the topics are all over the place. It depends on who the guest is, what we're going to focus on. It's a lot of fun. It's on the Arcadian Vanguard Network, which is the one that also has Jim Cornette's shows and stuff. So it helps to get a lot of attention, thankfully.
I'm an old schooler.
Me too. I mean, I still follow wrestling to this day. I mean, part of it is because of the work I do, but I would rather watch something from 30, 40, 50 years ago any day of the week. I'd rather watch an episode of Mid-South Wrestling than the next year's WrestleMania, and I mean that.
I wrestled old school.
Oh, nice, very nice.
I
yes.
wrestled with the Bundys and the Bushwhackers.
Oh,
we apologize for Mad Dog's audio. He's in his car.
No, that's fine. I just saw Bushwhacker Luke at the Cauliflower Alley Club. He accepted an award, the tag team award, on behalf of the Bushwhackers. He's a really great guy. I like him a lot.
I'll be getting out of my car in 5 minutes, and I'm going to get back on, but I'll show you pictures of me and the guys.
Great.
I ran 3 weeks with them guys all through Pittsburgh and around here, and I had to babysit them. It was a unique experience.
I bet.
Well, let's introduce the panel a little bit so you kind of have an idea of who you're chatting with. Of course, you know me, I'm Frankie, and we got Mama T here. She's has her own podcast. John Roberts also owns Grand Forks Best Source, which is a podcast company out of Grand Forks, North Dakota. Mad Dog's a former professional wrestler from the Indies out of the Pittsburgh area. And Screaming Sam is his brother, and he used to do the Sam Kinison tribute. because
wow.
it's just like Sam Kinison. He still kind of does to this day. So
Very
even if he
nice.
doesn't realize it. He looks like Santa Claus now, but before Sam Kinison, if he was older now.
Well, he's got the hat. I mean, the hat, does half the work, right?
Oh, but if you saw pictures, man, I tell you, you would think that Sam was still alive. That's how
Very
real
cool.
weird.
Oh, wow. That's you?
Yep.
Oh, man. That's awesome. I would have bet everything I have that was actually Sam Kinison. Amazing.
Yeah. So we have other members of our crew too, like Antique Man and a couple others, but this is pretty much who we have for right now. And we've gone through some crew members and stuff in the past, but we've been going strong this is our 5th season now. We're going strong for over 2 years, and don't know how long it'll go till, but we love it. It's exciting, and it's we try to be different, but it's like, how do you be different when all the good ideas have been taken? What do you do that's different than anybody else that's already doing stuff?
That's always the challenge. Yeah, with me, I realized that. I mean, I'm very lazy, So I thought to myself, you know what? I know a lot of people because I've been writing about wrestling for 30 years. I worked for WWE for 7 years. I write for PWI and Inside the Ropes. And I started thinking, I know a lot of people in and around the business. I could probably get guests very easily without having to introduce myself. That could probably keep me going for a couple of years. I'm almost out of people now, but the idea is I don't have to cold contact these people. I don't have to explain who I am or what I'm doing. It's like they know me, so it's easy to get them on. So path of least resistance. That's me.
I gotta comment. I'm sorry. I want to give you guys the rest of your time too, but I completely get that because I used to date a musician for 3.5 years and was introduced to all these people in the music world. Then I used to do a newsletter where I would introduce interview them and do stories and all these different musicians. So now that I've got the podcast, it's so much easier just to talk to them instead of typing and editing and I'm almost out of people too.
Well, when I'm running out of guests, when I look, because I like to be a few weeks ahead, and when I'm running out of episodes, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go online and I'll open Facebook, Twitter, and I'll look and I'll see like who's around, like who's online, who's posting that I know that would be a good guest. I literally just go down the list. Oh, I forgot about him. Okay, and I'll reach out to that person. So
that's what I did too.
So far,
I musicians to interview on Facebook.
So far, it's worked out really well. I've been doing it for over 3 years, so I'm not going to mess with the format just yet.
So everybody's pretty cool. They know your work and everything, and so they automatically just is like, yeah, well, absolutely. You have never got nobody to tell you no or had to reschedule.
No, I've had people turn me down. There's sometimes people, because I know people who work for WWE, and they're not really going to talk to me. I had only one guest have I ever had who was actually employed by WWE, and it was Adam Pearce. I think he just doesn't give a damn. Like he's going to do what he wants to do. He's a very laid back guy. But I've had sometimes people who just get too busy and stuff like that. And actually, something really cool has started happening in the past year or two is that the show is now so popular and well known that people reach out to me to be on it, which I never thought would happen. People who have a book to promote or people who kind of know me, but I didn't know well enough to reach out to them. And so, it's kind of taken on a life of its own.
No, there's me and the Bushwhackers.
What's that about the Bushwhackers?
I was going to say, I remember now when I was going on your page and before I started to get to know you and everything, I saw that you also you wrote a piece about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Here back when I think this is when he made his return to WWE back in the day or whatever, like 2002 or something like that. Like when he returned.
Yeah,
about that, and I remember that because I think I remember getting that copy of that magazine or whatever when that came out, and now it's now that Hogan's not around, it's like it feels different. It feels kind of like we suffer. We really did suffer a loss after he passed away. I feel
that was from Raw, right? I think no, we did a Hulkamania magazine when he came back. And when he really took off in 2002, which they weren't sure was going to happen because he came in with the NWO Hollywood Hogan at first, and they thought, and then when everything started taking off, they wanted to really strike while the iron was hot. And that magazine that was the first project that I really got to run when I was at WWE. I managed that whole publication, and we went down to Tampa. We stayed down there. We went to his restaurant that he had at the time, the whole thing. And so when he died, I looked back, to find the interview. It had been 23 years, and I forgot, what I asked him or anything like that. And I looked at it and I thought, I don't want this just being locked away in this magazine. I want to share this with people. So I scanned all the pages and I posted it everywhere that I could. And actually now I'm in the process. I actually found the tape from the interview. It's not in great shape because I used to use those mini tapes back in the day before digital recording, and they sound like garbage. If I knew now, I would have only used regular sized audio tapes. That was really stupid. I just didn't think of saving it or anything. And it sounds horrible, but the producer I work with is going to try really hard to fix it as much as he can so I could share it. It's like almost an hour's worth of me talking to Hogan from 2002. So I hope I could share it.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Oh, that's really cool. No, I and that's the thing about with Hogan. It's like I've always been a Hulk Hogan fan. We had Mark Raimondi on here back at the end of May, and he was on the show, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to talk to him about his take on the whole NWO thing and Hogan's career and stuff. And I just feel like it's just weird now. You think about, Kevin Nash is now the only original member really that will, if he still is around by next year.
Oh God,
make it for the 30th anniversary, and it's like this doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair now that we had 2/3 of the NWO taken away when it's supposed to be for life.
Well, it was for life, right? I mean, that's the thing.
Not ours, theirs.
Yeah,
see,
their life.
It always took Hogan to take the bad taste out of wrestling. It was getting still, when Hulkamania come through. It was getting still when he went back to the NWO and he brought that fire all the time. A lot of people didn't like him, but that's what he did. He brought that fire and that intensity back into it again.
And he was also very smart because he knew how to associate himself with the things too that were getting hot. I mean, very smart guy in that regard to keep himself relevant. The idea, the NWO is this great idea. It's getting over and I need to be a part of this. Or, the same thing like Goldberg is getting really hot. I need to be a part of that. He was very smart like that, especially after, his first WWF run. He was the whole show. I mean, the whole thing was built around him. Not his first run, not the heel run. I mean, like when he was the world champion, everything was built around him. He didn't have to worry. But after that, he had to really
after he pinned the Sheik.
After he pinned the Sheik. But after that was all done with, after he had left WWF, he had to figure out ways to stay, relevant and in the spotlight because a lot of people were writing him off as being too old or he was like, a relic from the 80s. And he always found ways to reinvent himself and stay in the mainstream. Yeah, he was very smart that way.
See this picture behind me with the Bushwhackers?
Yes.
That's the first belt I ever won. And my mom and dad were in the crowd, and I asked them if they could walk me out, and they're like, no, they wouldn't take the limelight off my first title run. But what they did do, they went out and they licked my mom all over her face. My mom was this little mean Italian lady, boy. She was giving them a couple of MF words. It was funny as hell. And they wouldn't leave her alone all through the match. So they kept on running out. Every time they got out of the ring, they kept on going after her. And it was just hilarious because everybody in our neighborhood was there. And, I mean, they just kept giving her the business. And she was so mad. I thought she was going to have a heart attack. My dad just sat there like, oh, God. She was so – but that's my favorite picture. That's why I keep that.
That's great.
They were awesome, man. They taught me so much one night in a locker room. It's amazing, because I was a greenhorn. I ain't gonna lie to you, and they were just like they were letting me go over as a greenhorn, and you just don't do that,
Yeah. Well, they'd been around a long time, even when they came in as the Bushwhackers. You know, a lot of fans didn't realize that
They were New Zealand sheep herders.
Yeah, and they've been wrestling since the '60s. I mean, they had that was the end of their career, you know, and the most successful part. But they were winding down at that point. In fact, I think when Luke came up to give his speech at CAC, he said something like, at the time that Vince had contacted them, they were seriously thinking about retiring. Like they were kind of done. And then he reached out to them and they wound up making more money than they ever made in their lives.
Yeah, I remember the $25 a show. Driving 9 hours.
Well, that's not what they were
showers. Showering yourself in a sink.
Yeah.
Stitching yourself up in a mirror with one little thing you can see out of.
Oh yeah,
have to cut yourself with a straight edge razor blade just to make an extra $20.
Yeah.
So Brian, let's learn about you a little bit.
I got a question.
Before we start talking about your book here. Okay, whoever has a question first, I guess. Go ahead.
Me. I haven't said anything yet. I was a big Gorilla Monsoon fan. What was the deal with him not getting into the hall? And then why was he why was he taken off the ballot and then put back on, or what went on there, or what's going on there?
So you're talking about the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame, right? So the way the rules work is you have to, in order to go in, you have to get something like 2/3, like 66% of the vote. You have to be on 66% of all the ballots to go in, basically, in your category. And he could never get enough, crazily enough, and I can get
Why
into that.
not?
Well, I'm going to get to that in a second. So the problem is in the way he runs it, because he tries to run it from the rules that are done for baseball and boxing and those halls of fame. If you're on the ballot for 10 years and you don't go in, at that point, you have to get at least 50% of the votes every year or you get dropped. And that's what happened. It came to 2015. He got under 50%. They dropped him. Now, they put him back on this year because of my book. I talked to Dave Meltzer. I had him on my podcast.
God bless you, man.
And he said he was going to put him back on because everybody's reassessing. And now, you know, it's so much time has passed and a lot of people grew up with him and people will read the book. Here's the problem. I think it's two things. Okay, it's two things. He's got categories on there. So you have wrestler and non-wrestler. Those are some of the categories. So I think sometimes fans get confused about where to vote for him. So like if you put him in as a wrestler, then you only have to consider his wrestling career. If you put him in as a non-wrestler, then you can only consider his announcing and his backstage stuff and not his wrestling. So I think that kind of hurt him. But the other problem is this. The problem is this. Smart, so-called smart fans, like the newsletter types of fans, they did not like him back in the day as an announcer. They just didn't. 90+% of fans loved him. But this subsection of newsletter reading kind of smart kind of fans, look, nothing against them. Look, I'm that kind of fan. But a lot of those fans, they just didn't like him. They loved Gordon Soley. They loved Bob Caudle and Lance Russell. For some reason, they had it out for Gorilla. They thought he was too corny and cliche. And the other thing that Meltzer would always say is, actually, and I don't know, I mean, I take his word for it, a lot of the wrestlers apparently used to complain about Gorilla on commentary because he wasn't afraid to be critical. Like most wrestling commentators don't do that because they're not allowed to do that. Yep. You know how he was. He would say things like, oh, that's a sloppy cover. You're not going to win the match like that. Oh, that submission hold's not put on right. And they felt like he was burying them. So you have these wrestlers with an axe to grind, and they would bitch and moan to Meltzer. And so his reputation in the newsletters was not great. And so when it's being voted on a lot of times by the people who read the newsletter, it's going to hurt him. But I think now there's so much time passed. There's so much nostalgia. Now he's looked at with absolute love and admiration by the overwhelming majority of fans. I think he's going to get in a landslide this year. I really, really do believe that. We'll see what happens. But that kind of explains the problem, I think.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
No kidding. Well, let's learn a little bit about you before we start talking about the book, because you've done some incredible things in your life, and I guess just kind of give us kind of a little synopsis of your life growing up, and then why or how you got put in your position of becoming an author or interested in journalism. That's that sort of thing.
Well, I mean, I was a wrestling fan as a kid. That kind of got me interested in that. And I always knew I wanted to be a writer. It's like I always say, one of the things that separates me from some other people who write about wrestling, who I love and respect, is, I'm a professional writer, and that's what I love to do is write. And I write about other things, not just wrestling. And if wrestling didn't exist, God forbid, I would still be a writer. I would just be writing about other things. There's a lot of people who write about wrestling that, their main love is wrestling, and they kind of taught themselves to write because they want to write about wrestling. And I'm a little bit different. So I may not be the greatest researcher of them all. I know there's people like Tim Hornbaker and other people who write these incredible books and they research, and Steve Johnson. But I pride myself on my writing. I'm an English major. I have a bachelor's and a master's in English. I've taught journalism. I do journalism. In fact, I do wrestling journalism because I also write the daily script for the wrestling news that Arcadian Vanguard does every morning. We do like this, like little NPR style, news bulletin about pro wrestling for like 5 to 10 minutes every morning. So I'm in this like writing and journalism mindset, and I just apply it to wrestling basically.
Okay. So was being influenced by wrestling then? Was that like something that you like when you first knew that you were be able to do journalism and start writing about wrestling? I mean, what was like some of your first early things that you did?
I started in college. We had I was a nut. We had a college newspaper. I went to Brooklyn College, and they had the Kingsman newspaper. And I went to them and I said, I want to write a wrestling column. And they were like, well, where are you going to put it? I said, I don't know. Put it wherever you want. Oh, that's not going to go in the sports section. I'm like, I don't care where you put it. Just put it somewhere. I want to do. And they let me do it. And I started kind of writing about wrestling. This would be like 94.
Oh, wow.
And I also started doing stuff in local neighborhood newspapers. I started going to indie shows. We had Tommy D. I grew up in Brooklyn. So we had Tommy D in Brooklyn and Queens and Staten Island. And I would go to his shows and also the Savoldis, the IWCCW, and I would cover their shows and write and take pictures, do the whole thing. I had like a stopwatch to time the matches. I was doing everything, and I would publish these articles in the newspapers. And then I graduated college and I got a real job. I mean, because I was getting married and I needed like a regular person job, so I was writing. I worked for a reference book publisher. It was really dry stuff. And I was writing just like these encyclopedia entries, basically, is what it was. And then I saw the ad a couple of years later from WWF at the time. And I applied just for the hell of it, just like, let's see what happens. And I got the job, and I was there for 7 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's when things started getting kind of interesting then.
Yeah.
You stuff in the magazine, and I used to subscribe to the magazine back in the day, and back from the early 90s till till later or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of sucks that they don't really like. I know they have the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, but they don't have a WWF magazine. It's like they don't have it's like WWE just decided, we don't need our own network anymore. We're just going to go to all these other platforms and charge everybody thousands of dollars supposedly a month, and we can't ever afford to watch wrestling again.
Well, I think they should at least do the magazine digitally. If they're worried about production costs and paper and print costs and all that, I was sad when that happened. They pulled the magazine in 2014. I was already long gone at that point. I was there from 2000 to 2007. And I actually got brought in because of Vince Russo leaving. So Vince Russo left in October 99, just thereabout, and he went to WCW. And what a lot of people know, or maybe they don't know, is that in addition to running creative, he was also running the magazines. He was running Raw magazine, WWF magazine. So when he left, he took some of the staff with him, and there was a big shakeup, and there was a new boss. and he wanted all new people. And I was being brought in partly for that reason. They initially just brought me in as a copy editor, which is basically just a proofreader. It's not even a writer. And I was like, I've never done this in my life, but I'm not going to tell them that. I'll just get my foot in the door. And then once they saw that I knew wrestling so well and I could, back and forth, write, and then I could write about it, then they made me a writer. And it was really like truly foot in the door. They made me a writer. A couple of years later, I was running the magazine. I was the editor of the magazine,
Oh,
So, yeah, I mean, like I really did it at a time when you could. It was just wide open. It was a lot easier back then to do that kind of thing, I think.
So I got a kind of question, but it's more of a comment. So they say you got the book, you've got you've written for PWI and Inside the Ropes and all this other stuff. What they say is those who can't teach. But you're doing all of it. Explain yourself, sir.
Well, those who can and those who can't need money. So, so I do as much as I can. The thing is this, jobs in media are not what they used to be, especially, wrestling media. I always kid around with Kevin McElvaney, who's the editor-in-chief of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and he goes into an office every day in Pennsylvania and sits at his desk, and for 8 hours a day, he works on a wrestling magazine, and he's paid by a company and has health benefits. And I'm like, Kevin, I could probably count on one hand the amount of people who have a gig like you in wrestling media. It's like you, Dave Meltzer, I don't know who else now, Dave LaGreca. It's a short list of people that can make their living 100% from writing about wrestling or doing wrestling media. So, and that has changed. I'll tell you what, the internet, I hate to say, the internet just killed everything in terms of media. When I was working for WWE Magazine in the beginning, and this was we're not talking about National Geographic or Time or Vogue or something. We were paying, if we had a freelance writer do like a big feature story in the magazine, we would pay that guy about $1,500 to do that. And that was just WWE Magazine. Nowadays, you write an article like that in a wrestling magazine, you're going to get like 10% of that if you're lucky. That's how bad it has gotten because they know that they could get it. That's the thing. They know, well, if this guy isn't going to do it, we're going to find somebody who will. And that's the internet phenomenon. All these people that are willing to write for nothing or for pennies, they ruined it for everybody. So I have to do a lot more. I can't just, back in the day, if this was 20, 30 years ago, if I could write for PWI as a full-time job. There were guys who did that. I know them, and that just doesn't happen anymore. So I just have to be a jack of all trades. That's why.
See, I feel like you're literally from my generation. We got. I feel like we're about the same age. Like
I'm 50.
I just turned 51.
I'm not asking you your age. I'm just saying.
No, I know. And I'm not a lady, or I wouldn't announce it.
I'm asking your age.
And I wouldn't be on this show either if I was. No,
That's right.
But no, you were saying 94. You were writing, and I'm like, yeah, I grew up watching the pro wrestling too.
I thought you were calling them 94. I was going to say,
shut up. On the TV watching TBS, I watched the same guys, but see, Mad Dog, he's probably one of the ones that I could have been watching and not even remember.
I never made TV.
No, yeah, he looks like Rick Steiner, so he's like a doppelganger to Rick Steiner.
Here, I'll show you my young.
Be nice. Don't make me pull this podcast over.
That's a compliment. I've told him that before. He knows that. It's a compliment. He even said he kind of modeled his career like Rick Steiner.
That's how I modeled my career. I thought I could get a gig where he didn't show up.
Okay. I'll save the pulling over and making you walk for when you.
Yeah. Trying to find my picture.
Anyway, so. Yeah, with being in the wrestling business as well, you get to work with a lot of different people. Did you work with Keith Elliott Greenberg, I imagine?
I sure did. Didn't you? You said he was on here, right? Wasn't he on?
He's been on the show a couple times.
Okay.
We're going to try to get him on here again to talk about his AEW book here eventually, but that probably won't be till November. But yeah, I know him. He knows me, and he knows he knows all about what we do.
Yeah, Keith is like my Obi-Wan Kenobi, I always say. I've known him since I first came to the magazine in 2000, and I've been reading his stuff since I was a kid. Like I tell him, 1987, I bought my first issue of WWF magazine. August 87, it had the babyface Ken Patera on the cover. That moment in time. And that's when I got to know Keith's work, and I always thought he was the best writer they had there. And it was an honor when I got to work there because Keith always worked freelance. He never worked full time. He was never in the office. He never was salary. He was always on the road or going to, he was never there. So when I became one of the editors, I got to assign stories to him and get him paid and things like that. And I just couldn't believe it because I grew up as a young fan looking up to him, and I still do. We always bounce things off each other. I'll look at his manuscript for a book. He'll look over mine, and we'll talk about it. We always text each other about the most random things about wrestling history. Keith is the best. I absolutely love working with Keith and being his friend. He's great.
I don't know if you can see this, but that's young me.
Oh, wow, I do. Yes.
That was the Steiner look.
Nice.
We do have a few viewers, Brian. Do you have links if anyone's interested in your book or your podcast or the magazines you're writing for at the moment?
Well, the podcast is called Shut Up and Wrestle with Brian R. Solomon, and really, honestly, you can anywhere that people get podcasts, they could find it if they just look for that. There's also it has a website, suawpod.com, and you'll find it there. The magazines, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, you can get in print or digital at pwi-online.com. Inside the Ropes, you can get in print and digital at insidetheropesmagazine.com. And as far as the book goes, I'm very lucky because I'm published through ECW Press, and they have very wide distribution. So it's not like a specialty title where it has a specific website. Like you could buy it wherever books are sold. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Amazon, where most people will probably get it. Books A Million. If you're in Canada, probably the best bet is to order directly from ECW Press because it's a Canadian company. But it's very easy to get. Even if you have a local bookstore, if you could actually find one, if they don't have it, they will order it. It's very, just tell them and they will order it. It's going to be very easy to get for now.
So what was the motivation behind wanting to write a book about Gorilla Monsoon? I mean, obviously, we're being one of the biggest icons, I think, of that event and sports, and, for wrestling as a whole.
One of the reasons is because it hadn't been done, which I couldn't believe. No one's ever done it, including WWE, which makes no sense to me. It's very strange if you think about it. There's never been a documentary. There's never been a book. There's never been a magazine. It's like, and somebody who was absolutely crucial to that company, absolutely central to that company, more than people know. He was part owner. He was the original person who was supposed to take over for Vince Sr. before Vince Jr. stepped into the picture. Extremely important person. They have the whole position backstage that's named after him because he basically ran the backstage. But in the way we describe it today is he produced their television. I mean, that's how important he was. And I didn't want him to just fade away if the people who loved him, because now, it's only quote unquote, it's only 25 years since he passed. So you've got people who remember him as fans. If you're 40 and older, let's say, you really remember him well, but that changes over time. And I saw that when I did my last book. My last wrestling book was about the original Sheik. Now, when I was a kid, all right, when I'm buying wrestling magazines, even in the 80s and 90s, he was still around. He was old, but he was still around. And everybody knew the Sheik was this massive legend from the past. He had been one of the greatest villains in wrestling history. the blood, the fire, everything. He was terrifying.
He was nuts.
But here's the thing. Now I realized all these years later now, his name had faded. Young fans didn't really know about him. And the only thing they knew when you said Sheik was the Iron Sheik. And it wasn't the same as when I was a kid. Even young fans, they knew who the Sheik was. And I thought, all right, I got to fix this. Or otherwise, it's just going to fade away. And I think that's what people who write about wrestling history, that's what we're trying to do, because this stuff will just fade away. And if you don't believe me, you think about, if you go far back enough in wrestling history, you find these people going way, way back, 40s, 30s, 20s, who were massive stars. No one even knows who they are today. Not the slightest idea, but they were massive stars. And that could very easily happen if people don't preserve the history. So I wanted to do that for Gorilla. And the other thing I liked about it was I like to write about old school wrestling stuff, but the problem with that is a lot of it is obscure and it's hard to find people who are going to buy the book. A lot of these wrestling books, they'll sell a few hundred copies, and I really want as big a readership as I could get. So someone like Gorilla Monsoon, he crosses off all the boxes. You could write about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and you don't have to worry that no one's going to know who the guy is. Everybody knows who Gorilla Monsoon is. Even younger fans, they know his voice and everything. And so I had it covered. Like I could write about whatever I wanted and know this person is famous enough that they could carry the book. So that was like what sealed the deal for me.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate having you on there, Brian. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but thanks for giving us a few minutes to talk and be part of the show. I really do appreciate that.
Brian,
my pleasure.
That was very interesting.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I love talking about this stuff and excited about the book. So thank you.
Brian, I'd like to talk to you someday off air on just a phone call. That'd be cool, man.
You got it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Well,
we appreciate it.
You don't have to leave. Like he can shut your camera off, but there's a private chat, and you guys can exchange information if you guys.
He's probably got something to do. I won't bug you now.
Well, no, I do have to run, but I could reach out to you easily, or you could. I'm very easy to find on social media.
Okay,
I'm all over the place now, so reach out to me. Okay.
I will. I promise.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.
I'd like to have one of them books, buddy.
Just see you later.
You got out there faster than you got in there.
All right. Well,
Sean,
what do you guys think?
Sean, good guest, man.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, it's all for you guys too, not just for me.
That was for me.
Just for all you guys. Well, I mean, part of it probably.
I think that was for you because you were like smitten, buddy. Oh no, we're gonna.
You almost see him in his face, couldn't you?
Yeah. It's all right there.
Every once in a while, he goes a little fangirl.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was gonna karate chop you.
Yeah, that never happened at all.
I got all right. So I've been kind of sidetracked here. A friend of mine, he's a county commissioner here. His wife is fighting some form of cancer, and so he called out a bunch of the media around Grand Forks to shave their heads in solidarity. And so we've been kicking the idea around or whatever, and it's just not that easy for everybody to do. It's not that big of a deal for me. I mean, I cut it so short all the time anyway, but I just got the call now that they want me on the way frickin' south end of Grand Forks like 20 minutes ago. Frankie, I know you're not happy, but I don't know what to do. Paul was talking about going live with GFBS, so I got to bail. I really do. And
hey, you got to do. You got to do.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to go shave the frickin' head. So
hey, that's
come get me. I'll shave my head for you.
Hey, I'll do it.
Yeah, well,
it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. We'll do something later. You and I, because I was thinking if you and I do a segment, if you do when it's your turn to do a segment, if I have to wait till you are in the area to do it, we can do it too. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Hey, go ahead, man.
Won't be that long till I'm back from the Brooks area. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon enough.
All right,
Jean-Claude.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Hey, that we'll got one more guest coming up here about 6:30. We might even do it a little bit early, too. But he'll be on here in another half an hour. Brad Vickers. But I got some videos for you. I'm going to do my segment now that I was going to do, but my segment's a little bit different. Okay, it's not has nothing to do with time limits. I figure I'd do it the second hour because of the fact that it's a little long, but it's something that I did in tribute to my late friend Reb, who passed away last year of cancer, who I lived with, back when I was in South Dakota, and I did a documentary, like a 15-minute documentary that I recorded. I'm sure Sam remembers this from when we talked about it here in the first season of the show. But if you don't, I'm gonna air that because his birthday is technically on Wednesday, the 17th, Constitution Day, and I figure in tribute to him, I wanted to share this. I was going to share this with John Roberts here too, but since he has to leave and everything now, it's like now just with you guys. So it's a little long, but it's like it'll kill some time. So if you got to take a bathroom break or whatever, do what you got to do. But I'm going to air this for now. It's 16 minutes and 25 seconds long, and we'll be back with the rest of Renegade Radio when we come back here. So enjoy.
Well, let's hear her. Let's start her up.
Burning down the highway. Behind me vibrating ears won't tell. Tattoos and leather, Lord knows I can't stay. The boss man's calling, he can go to hell. 'Cause I gotta ride. I gotta ride. I gotta ride. I gotta ride. Wind in my face, blowing down the highway. Big wind thumping louder than my heart. Everybody looking, don't care what they say.
All right, welcome to the Ride or Die Brotherhood documentary. Once again, we got CEO Reb Ryder, and we also got Sledge. Welcome to the documentary. How did you hear about the Ride or Die Brotherhood?
I met Reb. I was working as a mechanic at a diesel shop. Reb was the manager over there. That was 20 years ago or so. We've been riding together ever since then. Been through 2 or 3 different motorcycle clubs. Now we're with the dream. Yeah. What Reb wanted for years, and I backed him 100%. Whole Ride or Die Brotherhood. It is a brother.
First of all, they call you Grey Wolf. Where did you get that name from?
From my white fucking hair.
How did you hear about the Ride or Die Brotherhood?
When I worked with Ben, Reb,
and you guys had the same passion for bikes?
Yeah, and freedom.
And freedom, okay. What about the Ride or Die Brotherhood got you interested? Like, why did you want to become a member?
Because it stands for what I believe in.
And that is?
Freedom.
I mean, when you say it, because people say freedom all the time when it comes to the motorcycles, but what do you mean by freedom?
Worry about helmet laws and all this other blah blah bullshit.
We're here with Cranky Jeff. He's one of the brothers of the Ride or Die Brotherhood. Well, how long have you been a member of the Ride or Die Brotherhood?
6 years.
Where did your love for motorcycles begin? How long have you loved motorcycles?
Well, when I was younger, I had a Honda 350, and then I haven't been riding for, 20 years, and then in 2012, I got a Honda Shadow. and I've been riding since.
What is required in the eyes of Cranky Jeff to become a biker? Like, what is a real biker in your eyes?
Believing in the amendments, like right here, the Second Amendment. Keep your goddamn guns. Don't let the idiots take them away. And you know,
all you got to do is hit the side. Put it. Fire. Live.
This is what it's about, America. The Second Amendment. We're not giving up our guns for nobody. We're our own nation, and we adhere to the Constitution of the United States of America. Ain't that right, Chumley?
yes, sir, it is.
Yes, it is. And he's ready. I'm ready. The Brotherhood's ready. Don't tread on us, America, because we're not in it for offensive. We're in it for defensive. And if you can't handle it, I'm sorry, but this is how it is. This is America, and this is our right, and we're fighting. We're standing tall with other like-minded individuals to make this country what it once was great, and we're not giving it up.
We're also not in it for personal gain.
I'm going to tell you one other thing. We're not racist. We're doing the best, and anybody is welcome to ride with us.
What do you think about the Ride or Die Brotherhood as a whole, but as far as what it stands for? Like it stands for freedom, but it also stands for the Constitution and the right to bear arms and everything. What do you? Is that?
I agree with it.
You agree with it?
Yes, I do. I agree with the Constitution 100%.
And what do you think about people who are against the Constitution?
You don't want me to answer that.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely, I do. It's uncensored. You can say whatever is on your mind.
I think they're a bunch of fucking pussies. Actually, they are a bunch of fucking pussies.
The ones that don't believe in the Constitution.
Exactly.
The ones that want to take it away from us.
Stand up and be proud of who the fuck you are. You're an American, stand up and be proud of it. Don't be hiding behind all your fucking crybaby bullshit.
We are interviewing now biker named. What's your biker name?
Orville.
Well, what does riding a motorcycle mean to you, just in general?
Everything.
Okay.
You get on the bike, there's no worries in the world, unless some poor fucker pulls out in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
It's the world.
Okay.
And if you have a friend beside you, it's even better.
When somebody has a problem with a biker, not just because of the whole Sons of Anarchy thing or whatever, when they still don't know what a biker is all about, what do you tell them? What do you say when people ask what a biker is?
Biker is somebody that enjoys motorcycle ride anywhere, anytime, to help a friend or anything. Regardless how long it takes to ride there, we'll ride there and help that friend.
When you guys first got together, were you kind of surprised that Reb had a motorcycle organization?
No, at the time. We were riding with the Working Stiffs Motorcycle Club.
Oh, Working Stiffs.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Was that a different organization, or? Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was a club.
Oh, a club. Okay.
It was an organization for charities, and Mike and I, when we met as friends, it just clicked. Just instant friends, and we had a lot of things in common.
Where'd the name come from then? Just because you guys are all working like more than 9 to 5 shifts, or what?
It was a lot of mechanics and a lot of truck drivers. Yeah. And that's all it was. Mechanics and truck drivers who worked their ass off, but we're bikers. And we like the biker code and we love the camaraderie, but we don't like the bad influence of organized outlaw clubs.
Oh, sure.
It's just not us. It's for some people, and great. We love them. Don't get us wrong. This is a motorcycle rights organization.
It's a rights and riding organization. We respect all clubs, and we're not a threat to anybody other than we're defenders of the Constitution.
Yeah, we are.
So basically, what you're saying is that you guys are more the nicer bikers, so to speak, than the other guys.
We're the ones your mom warned you about, the nice ones.
like my bourbon over ice. When I'm feeling kinda sad, I shoot my whiskey straight. When I'm feeling kinda mad, when I'm feeling down, like I've been born to lose, I chase my blues with the whiskey, and I chase my whiskey with the blues.
What message do you have to say out there to people who think that bikers are just a bunch of gang members and all they do is like want to start trouble and everything?
I'll tell you what, you look in your history of bikers and you'll find out that bikers donate and contribute more to like Toys for Tots and
There's some assholes out there. I don't care.
Bikers Against
Child abuse, yeah. Okay, so you're pretty much saying that bikers, they obviously have, most of them have hearts. They care about people and everything.
I mean, what the hell? Do you think we're
well, a lot of people like to use
fucking monsters or what?
a lot of people like to use the term like you're almost compared to the Sons of Anarchy, like you style.
Nope.
That's not what the Ride or Die Brotherhood is. But most bikers are about patriotism, freedom, and then living the good way, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of bikers are veterans. You know a lot of other veteran bikers?
Yeah, I do. Quite a few.
And they fight for the same thing. They fight for the same type of causes and whatnot. What do you have to say to anybody who would like to be a member of the Ride or Die Brotherhood, who would be like a future member?
Come join the Brotherhood, brother.
So when it comes to knowing or finding a real biker, what does a biker have to like? What are the qualifications of a real biker?
I'll tell you what the qualifications are. He's sitting right here. He's my brother.
Okay.
He got my back. I got his back. The qualifications are. We just said this, but we'll say it again. Your word is your bond. You're loyal. I've got one thing that we use in the Brotherhood, and it isn't like you're dedicating your life, although most of us have. We can't say, well, the Brotherhood has to come first. It has to be family first, and your job, and then it all falls into place. It falls into place, and you got guys like Sledge and Mac and Chumley that are all loyal, and we've got some folks that just like us, that have nothing to do with it, and they help us. They've donated. This is our national. They've given us refrigerators, barbecue grills, lawn furniture, and when we get too much of it, then whoever is deserving or is down and out and needs something, it seems that we are always being good and giving, and it does my heart good when I give, and I make sure that when I do give, that I know it's right. And it's the same way with Sledge. He's like that too. That's how we are.
What are some bad moments of the Brotherhood? Has there been any scary or almost near life threatening moments that have ever happened?
When a brother went down.
Okay.
I got a call that Ben went down several years ago. So I rode out as soon as I could.
Oh, you mean like when he had his accident, or?
Yeah, he had laid it down, got drunk and laid it down.
Yeah, I thought that accident was a long time ago.
It was.
Oh, so yeah, you guys have known each other since for pretty much a long. Okay.
Yeah, we've known each other for almost 27, 28 years.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know how long you guys were friends for or whatever. Anyway, so like when Ben got hurt or whatever, that pretty much affected you, and you were like, geez, what's going to happen to my brother here?
And when I had an accident, he come down to Kansas.
Okay, Sledge, another question then. What do you think about when people compare any biker club or organization to, like, the Sons of Anarchy? And then they think that's what all bikers are, just like members of...
Really? You're going to learn how to be a biker from TV? You better come and visit us and live and run with us, and you'll know what it means. And if you really want to find out, then find a 1%er outfit and go with them. They'll teach you. They'll teach you in short order whether you're coming or going.
So this is the last part of the interview now where you guys can kind of vent, say whatever is on your mind, that anything I haven't asked you that you want to talk about. This is your chance to say whatever on your mind.
I've made a lot of good friends, lifelong friends, through bikers. In the biker community, I've had more help from bikers than bankers.
I have too.
I've had more help from bikers than doctors and lawyers. We don't like drama, bad drama. We're not a club. We don't perform like a club or act like a club. But we are a family, like most of the clubs are. And we are a tight-knit family. But if you do something wrong, we're going to be brutally honest.
Sledge has pretty much summed it up how we are. Like I made a statement here a few days ago, the brotherhood is tight and we don't keep anything from our brothers. We discuss it all. It is what it is. We had an incident that happened to one of our sisters and it's distressing to us. We're going to put the predators and the criminals on notice and the pedophiles. We're out there and we're watching. And if you want to make a statement, we'll make a statement. We also support good law enforcement and our troops. And we have a lot of connections with military and law enforcement. And we're not telling you that we're going to come and get you, but we're going to tell you this. You will be taken care of. You will not be on our streets. And you can just bet on it. And there ain't no way out for it. Because we're everywhere and you won't know where.
We're watching. We are my brother's keeper.
Staring through the raindrops, beating down upon the glass. Wondering when the pain stops, waiting for this storm to pass. Lightning flashes nearby, giving glimpses of the night. I'm tired of the fight. Well, I need something strong. Everything's gone wrong.
I'm gonna mute everybody here. Hold on. I muted everybody just beforehand, but
That was an amazing segment. Dude, you
Yeah,
did
that was
such a
good.
good job on that.
Good job.
thank you.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel seeing that out so many years later after your friend's dead?
I don't know. It's weird because it's like that was 10 years ago. Like it's like the anniversary, like from when his brother passed away to when we were living together and everything. Because I lived with them. I lived kind of the biker code and the lifestyle for a little while. For about a few years.
You weren't the secret agent, FBI agent they did the whole movie about, right?
Oh, you mean Beyond the Law? I could have been.
Frank, did you wear the leather pants
in
the vest?
That just really blew my mind. That you need to publish that. You need to get that out there because that is so true. So many biker clubs out there. There's so many biker clubs out there that they're law-abiding citizens. They support women and children and so many great causes. You see rides. The local bike clubs around here are doing rides all the time to support a cancer victim or a family that just suffered a great loss or a fire or something. And they're not outlaws. They're not all outlaws. Like biker chicks. Okay. I have talked to a lot of women out there that love wearing the biker chick stuff and feel like that's the only way they can feel like they can wear something sexy like that and still feel safe.
Yeah.
because they're going to support that. Nobody's going to touch those women. They can wear whatever the hell they want to, and nobody's going to touch them. You know, that's why women don't report rape, because if she's dressing like that, she's asking for it.
You just gotta know, kind of like, if you're gonna get yourself involved in something like that, you gotta know who the right person is. You know, you gotta make sure that you're watching your back, or you have somebody to watch your back. Because I tell you what, when I lived in South Dakota, it was a different experience. You know, when I met Reb, I was working at a job at Pilot at Subway. I worked at Subway for a little while, and there was at a Pilot truck stop. And when I met him, the reason why we liked each other so much is because he wanted to do radio. So before all this stuff, before I moved in and all that stuff, he wanted to do radio. So we did radio at the local college that I was working at, and then eventually built a radio station at his house. You know, and it became Rapid Fire Radio, and it was very successful. We even had the mayors from Rapid City, both mayor candidates, at our house to do interviews. And Williams and Reed, they were at the house.
The Indian and the white guy.
That's how we met. I mean, I always knew about him. Yeah.
Do you have this interview, this whole segment? Do you have that available somewhere, like on YouTube or on Facebook or on a page somewhere? Because that is really good information.
I can probably kind of share it with you guys or whatever, or share it on the Facebook page, because it's like, it's, you know, it's the thing was, I had bigger hopes for this, you know, because when I was doing it, I knew I could have done it better. But it's just like the only time I could get the best questions done was during the rally that year. And Reb didn't have kind of the set. A lot of the bikers didn't want to go inside the house and do like an interview because they thought weird about it. They thought I was like an undercover. Because trust me, not everybody treated me the best. Some people thought it was kind of weird. Why would this kid want to live with you and everything and all that stuff? Because I had no job for a while. I literally was poor, so I know exactly how you feel about it. You know, because that's happened a few times. And they you know, Reb thought I was a cool guy because I knew about radio and everything. And he kind of gave me a place to live for a while, and then eventually I'd pay him rent and stuff. But yeah, some of the bikers weren't so cool. They thought it was weird that I wanted to do so much stuff. But then after a while, then I started getting everybody's attention, and they realized that, you know, that some of them would actually apologize for treating me the way they did at first. It was like beyond the law.
You know, you got to admit, come on, Frankie, like, sometimes you don't give off the best first impression. You know, and I can see how people, you know, like, you might come across as weird or crazy or something like that right off the bat until somebody gets to know you, until somebody
Sure. Oh yeah,
like, you know,
of course.
You know what I'm saying? You've talked about the names you've been called and the names people have assumed about you. Like, you get it, and those are the things that those guys are tuned to. So, you know,
I've lived a fun life so far. It's still getting more fun. You know, I got more people to meet. You know? Hey, I didn't expect to live that type of lifestyle. It just kind of happened because of just where I was. I was in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I was real close to Sturgis. It's just how it was, and I accepted it. So I miss it. Because I miss that time period, because, you know, it was some good times. I wish Reb would have, even before he died, I wish he would have wanted to be a part of the show, because he would have been great. Maybe I could have helped save his life, maybe, if he would do, he would have had something to look forward to, you know. But it is what it is. But his birthday would have been on Wednesday, so he would have been 71. He died at the age of 69, but yeah, it's crazy. Oh, Sam, what do you think? I know you guys kind of laughed and kind of. Bad Dog, the only one that stuck around the whole time. I saw him. He was watching.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, we were talking about it during the first season. I wanted to share it this time because this was kind of, it meant something to me as a really good segment.
Oh, some of my water pills. I had to run to the bathroom.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, good. You gotta have your bathroom time. You know?
Oh, yeah, me too. Like, that's why I. Oh, I used to have one like that. I don't know what happened to it, but I freaking
Before our guest comes, I just want to let you guys know too that we have a big guest planned for October the 6th. I believe that's what it is, the 6th. I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, Monday, October 6th. I was going to announce it earlier on, but we got the brother of Michael Myers, or Mike Myers from Wayne's World. We got Paul Myers coming on the show. He's already been booked. He's write a book about John Candy, and the same weekend that the John Candy documentary comes out. And his name is Paul Myers, and he's going to be on the show here on October 6th. So
he's not the one that wrote "Searching for Candy."
No. This is Paul Myers. Paul Myers. I didn't know that Mike Myers had an older brother.
My anniversary.
They look like they're twins. For crying out loud. What, Mad Dog?
That's my anniversary night.
Oh, perfect. Well,
40 years.
Jeez. Well, hopefully you'll be on the show because it's a big opportunity. It's a big interview anyway. Just like Brian. Brian's. It was fun to have him on because he definitely has done a lot of stuff. He's pretty well known for a lot of things that he's done. So I'm very humbled to have him on the show. Well, anyway, I noticed, Tanya, in the last couple of weeks that since we haven't done a show, that you've been on the prowl again over at Home Depot, and I got a video of that.
Oh, gee.
How are you?
Oh no, not again.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
25 cents.
Okay, that's
pretty funny.
Oh my God! I actually have those shorts.
We can't take you anywhere, It's just about taking you to Lowe's and everything.
I'm sorry.
What's her name?
No, I had to disguise my hair. I had to fix.
I want to friend her. What is she on YouTube?
Yeah, her name's Steph Tolib. She's a comedian. She just did a stand-up special not too long ago. But she's hilarious. And I was thinking of Mama T because you guys kind of have the same face, kind of like. She has probably a bigger beak than you got, but But still, I think about that, and I found some other videos that I'll show you next episode that of Mama T creeping around in other places.
You never know. See, that could have been me if it was Harbor Freight. Just saying.
And I bet you I know. And I bet you I know why you don't have a boyfriend anymore. I bet you it's because of this.
All right. Well, oops, forgot your shirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking I could leave it here,
Why would you do that?
so I have something to wear next time.
Are you gonna come over naked?
No, silly. You don't want it?
It won't fit me.
No, but it might remind you of something.
It'll remind me that you forgot your shirt.
Okay, the shirt was symbolic.
Of what?
What do you think?
Laundry.
So that's Sweetie's response there.
He's watching right now, right?
Huh?
He's watching right now, right?
I don't care. Hey, it's your loss, our gain. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, goodness gracious. We're on a break, damn it.
Break, yeah. Break a wind, I tell you.
Well, no, I haven't been single since I was 17. Since I was 17 years old, I've had somebody that I needed to answer to explain myself to be questioned by, to ask permission, to take care of. And I just said, you know what? It's time that I live my life for me. If I want a booty call, or if I want to hang out with my best friend, or if I want to make supper for somebody or have company to watch a movie, I've got somebody for that, but I don't need to be in a relationship status to do
absolutely.
those.
I'm just having fun with you anyway. It's all good.
I know, but that's why we call him Sweetie, because he's sensitive. Watch your damn mouth, damn it. There are some people who get hurt feelings on this show.
Well, then try not to be one of these people, okay?
Bobby did call him tender.
Don't be like this now.
She was born with a complaint form in her hand. She's been divorced more times than she's been married. She doesn't leave tips, she leaves suggestions. She steals baseballs from 10-year-old kids and then complains about how spoiled kids are these days. She is raising her kids to be Reddit moderators one day. Her voice hasn't dropped below 85 decibels her entire life. She once won an argument with a manager at a restaurant she wasn't even eating at. She calls the cops on kids' lemonade stands for not having a permit. She actually changed her name to Karen. She asks to speak to the manager before the store is even built. She gets the same haircut every week and still complains to the manager about it every time. She wears a mask in her car, alone. Her Yorkshire Terrier dog has the same Karen haircut as her. She once asked to speak to the pilot, mid-flight. She once called the fire department because her neighbors were having a cookout. When she walks into a store, the staff call the manager right away, without her ever saying anything. She gets in fights about spot stealing for street parking on streets she doesn't even live on. She is the most Karen woman in the world.
That Philadelphia lady.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I saw that. I thought it was kind of funny. I had to share that.
I'm not a Karen, damn it.
Yeah, well, you
I
can't
mean,
be
the
there.
decibels, like the decibels thing might.
Well, anyway, our guest is here. How's it going there, Brad? How you doing?
He's talking to you.
Oh, how's it
Hello.
going? Hey. I know we're going a little bit early, but that's okay. You guys have been waiting for a little while. You know,
Okay.
that's all right. Well, welcome to Renegade Radio. You know, it's good to be able to talk to you again. It's been a long time since you and I had a conversation.
You interviewed me a while ago, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, when I was in South Dakota, probably 10 years ago.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, we did a phone interview. I'm sure you've done a bunch
Yeah.
of those at that time. But yeah, just figured we'd have you on and then talk about you a little bit. A lot of my people here don't know anything about you, so I have to kind of inform them who you are and that you're a musician and you've been doing music for a very, very long time, and you're still doing music as we speak. Am I right?
Excuse me?
You're still doing music as we speak?
Yes. I did a festival yesterday here in Jersey.
Where do you and the Vestapolitans play?
What do we play?
Where?
Oh, where? Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, New England, mostly the Northeast. I used to travel around, but things are, expensive.
Oh yeah. Have you noticed? That the European crowd are really into the blues and all of the?
Yeah, I've gone to Europe with my show. We headlined a festival a few years ago in France.
Which one?
At a place called Troyes. It's a small town in Nantes, France. Near Nantes.
Wow. That's and you know, I dated a blues musician. He passed away last year, but he did Rawa.
Oh, okay.
And like he said that the people over in Europe loved his music more than the people here in the US.
That's been that way for the past 50 years.
That's right. They gave him the Del Shannon treatment, you know, which made Del Shannon even more popular because of the overseas crowd compared to the United States, which is weird, dude. But but they respect the culture more, you know. And when you're a musician, you're treated like a celebrity. So I'm sure they treated you very well when you were over there. I'm sure.
Well, you're treated well here too. It's just that, the economics is a little different now today. But and some people don't take the music as seriously as they started out to years ago. You know, we got many kinds of music now. It's like
sure.
It's hard to pick which one you want. You know?
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Like different areas have their specific genres they're more into. Like I would say in general, the United States is more into country music. Like there's different spots around, you go down Clarksdale, they're going to be into the blues.
No, you'll be surprised. They're into country music. Clarksdale.
Um,
I know a lot of blues performers who perform country music, and they do it very well.
It's actually it's kind of an easy slide. It's transition.
Well, in the South, that music, country and blues started out together.
Yep.
So they go hand in hand.
Because you had that back porch blues and the front porch blues with all the different instruments and
Yeah.
and
then you have a more electric blues that's more towards rock and roll. Blues handles a lot of different genres.
It does.
And the early blues from the 20s and 30s was more like pop music of that day. They would do their own rendition of a pop song and make it into a blues. People like Big Bill Brunsing and Tampa Red, they would hear something on the radio and then write a song that's similar to that, see if it sells.
Oh, that's cool. No, and here we respect all genres of music. I mean, I was a radio DJ for quite a while back in my early days of learning about how to do radio, and I learned, I got to college, local college, and got more of a love for music because of the people who I was surrounded by and the styles of music that we were playing, and yeah, her boyfriend, was one of the reasons why I got into the blues as well, because he was so good at it, and he kind of explained to me that there's so many different versions and so many different genres and subgenres of it. It's amazing, how many different varieties there is of that. And what would you say your subgenre of blues is? Like, what do you do?
I would call it roots music, which is entails a little R&B, a little rock and roll, a little country blues, and I don't do jazz that much, but jazz is in a lot of blues, but I don't do that. I do more like Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry, rock and roll blues, they call that.
Sure.
And I used to play with those guys. I was a bass player in the beginning.
Oh wow! Yeah. I think
Favorite guitar to play?
Excuse me?
What's your favorite guitar to play? When you're up on center stage and you're ripping a great solo, what are you doing it on?
Oh, I'm doing it on a Epiphone SG.
So excited! I'm just going to start playing music now. All of a sudden.
But I use a Epiphone SG and a Gibson SG.
Bobby was a big Fender guy. He had, oh geez, I can't even right now. Oh, I'm next.
She gets a little emotional. It could be just her time of the month too. Who knows?
There is no such thing. I'm over 50. There is no such thing as time of the month. Now it's all month long, every day.
You said you went to Pennsylvania. What parts of Pennsylvania did you play in?
In Philadelphia and just a few towns. Two towns that are close to the Delaware River.
I'm from Pittsburgh. Did you ever make it to Pittsburgh?
No. Years ago I did. I played Moondogs.
Oh, Moondogs, yeah.
Remember Moondogs?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it's still around, but I did it about 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember Moondogs well.
So I haven't played. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a beautiful town. I haven't played it like I should, I guess.
There's we have a guy out here called Willie Trials. He plays Moondogs a lot.
Okay.
He's a local musician.
Cool.
Yeah, I go watch him a lot. Willie's his name. Willie Trowles.
Willie Trowles. Yeah, that sounds like a bluesy name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Willie's the lighting guy for the Caesar Engler. He does all their tech and all that, But he can play blues, man.
Oh, that's cool.
What kind of blues do you like?
I just can sit and listen to anything. I like a cold beer and just a lot of music, man. Don't matter. I
Okay.
listen to anything.
Great.
For me, I like rock and roll. I was born like Buddy Holly was one of the first artists that I grew up loving, and that's because my father got me interested in that. And ever since then, it's just been kind of a whirlwind of learning about all these artists and stuff from not only just from the 50s and 60s, but I mean, from all over, And so with blues, like currently right now, I'd say like as for current blues, I'd say Joe Bonamassa and Papa Chubby. Because those guys,
I know Ted, the Papa Chubby, yes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a different form compared to how you play and stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all in the same family. It's just that we're taking it from different perspectives.
His is more aggressive. Yours is not. I mean, yours can be aggressive if you want it to be, but yours is more like you're at a nice wine restaurant or something like that. Listen to some really good roots music, blues music, But I picture you more like at a fancy restaurant type of playing music, maybe a jazz style. Even though you say you don't do jazz at all, but in that same setting, it's all dressed up real nice, and everybody's having dinner and stuff, and you're playing some good old blues music.
See, Bobby was covered under like if you go on Rick's Music Report back a couple years, he was like his last few albums were covered under a few different genres. There was country blues, and then there was rock blues, and then there was contemporary blues, and there was one other acoustic blues. He actually got his Fender from Kingfish. He had that blonde. I don't know if you're familiar with Kingfish Christone.
Yes, I know. I don't know Chris Stone, but I know of him. Yes.
Yeah, he had this blonde guitar on one of his album covers, and there was a story Bobby told about winning this guitar in a bet, and I don't know how sure it was. I don't know how he acquired this guitar, but I do know it was Chris Tone's because I saw it on his on Kingfish's guitar label, or on one of his album covers, and we were down in Clarksdale one year for the blues festival, and we were at, I don't know, Red's Blues Club, or can't remember which one we were at, but Kingfish was there and actually signed this guitar.
No, great.
Pretty amazing.
I think one of my favorite genres is the acoustic, just because like you can pretty much put anything behind it and make it into any genre. Like if it's just acoustic, like Bobby had this one acoustic album, and it was they kind of labeled it as country because it was just him and an acoustic guitar, right? But I heard him sing so many of these songs with the electric or with a band doing it in a different style. He would jump on stage with somebody who was doing something else, and he would just told them what key to play it in, and the song would sound good no matter what genre he was playing it in. And that's one thing I really love about the blues, is that you can pretty much do any song pretty much any song in any subgenre.
Yes, yes.
What do you like to do the most? Do you like to be out center stage, or in the studio, or where do you feel most comfortable when you're playing?
Well, I like the studio a lot. I like to make a record. I like the whole production end of it. And but I like also the center stage. I was a sideman for many years. I was like not center stage. I was beside the drums, getting deaf. But center stage is a whole different thing. You know, you got to make sure the band's with you. You know, when you're playing, you don't drift off.
And see, this is probably why Frankie doesn't have many blues musicians on the show very often, because I tend to take over and reminisce quite a bit. And
that's not why.
So it's somebody else's turn for a question.
That's not why.
Mama T's gotta take a quick break.
Okay. No, I mean, we have plenty of blues musicians. I don't know what she's talking about. She's probably on something today. What's going on, Antique Man? You finally made it. Jeez.
Yeah, I apologize for being late, and it's just one of those things. I won't get into it, but here I am. And speaking of blues, sure love to listen to your blues music. Got a few of my own, but that's another story.
Yeah, this is Brad Vickers, by the way, just so you know, what you probably already knew that already.
Yes, I'm sorry I'm late, sir, but thanks for being on the show.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, we're excited to have you because, you know, it's like, you know, our show is a pop culture show, you know, and it's an interview show, but it's like, you know, we talk about pop culture. We have a little fun. You saw some of the videos and stuff that we play, whatever. That's mostly just to, you know, get everybody, you know, see what the crowd likes and everything. And I try to blend it in with as much of a good atmosphere as we can. It's adult related, it's adult humor, but, you know, we're all adults, aren't we? Oh, some of us are.
Some days. Some days.
Yeah. So I think we should be able, everybody should have a thick skin and be able to handle stuff, you know. So
I do have an actual quick question.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
No way. No way.
What is skiffle? I've never heard of skiffle. What is that?
Skiffle. Okay. Skiffle was a genre of music that Big Bill Broonzy started. Double entendre songs, sexy songs that were covered up by, you know, little ditty things. And a person who was around with him, not with him, but at the same time on the scene, was Tampa Red, and he had songs called Holcomb, which are the same thing. It's double entendre, sexy songs. And so Skiffle, Lonnie Donegan from England, was a big Leadbelly fan. And he started putting the beat to Leadbelly music, meaning drums and more intense rhythms to Leadbelly songs. But he took that from Big Bill Broonzy and he named it after the music that Big Bill Broonzy was doing. Was called Skiffle.
So if we were talking about rock or metal, it would be like AC/DC doing Big Balls.
But say it again. I'm sorry. I'm hard to hear him next to the drums.
I've got big balls. You've got big balls. We're talking
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I get it now. I don't fix my hair high enough. It's not the 80s anymore. Sometimes things go over my head.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. Well, we don't want to keep you too long here, Brad, but we do appreciate having you on. For anybody that wants to know more about you and your music, how can they do so?
Excuse me?
For anybody that wants to know more about your music, how can they find you?
Oh, I have a website, bradvickers.com, and that tells all the shows I do and my music. The shows coming up. And
Okay.
And basically, you know, my bio is on there and things like that. You know.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up for this week's edition of Renegade Radio. But we appreciate Brian and Brad for being on the show. Next week we'll have Mad Mountain Rock, who is the Dale Peterson, who used to wrestle in WCW and WWF. And a lot of good guests coming up here, and plus the birthday episode in a couple weeks. So we appreciate you, Brad, and thanks for taking the time to hang out with us.
Well, thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
Brad.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate you, Brad. You're a very interesting man.
Thanks for showing up, Antique Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Out in northern Minnesota, under the moonlight, Renegade radios blasting through the night. Frankie Slosson's on the mic, it's his time to shine. Screaming Sam and Mad Dog, they're one of a kind. The Antique Man, he's got a story to tell. DJ Ken spinning vinyl, oh so swell. Mama T's got the rhythm that shakes the ground. John Roberts' voice, it's the sweetest sound. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with a voice so wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. We don't play by the rules, we're out on the run. The Antique Man's got the past and the future, it's all spun. Mad Dog's howl echoes out over the plains. Screaming Sam and Frankie, they're setting the flames. From the highways to the lakes, we ain't slowing down. Spreading fire through the cold Minnesota town. John Roberts leads the charge with the steel in his soul, while Mama T keeps us rocking, always in control. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowds, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the sea, we're the boys of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while. So tune in, feel the beat rise. This Renegade station's reaching the skies. From the first crack of dawn to the last star fades, we're the sound of rebellion, the sound that won't trade. On Renegade Radio, we keep it loud. Through the storms and the crowd, we're standing proud. From the back roads to the city, with the voice of the wild. Renegade Radio, baby, it's been a while.
That's the easiest flipping chip ever. Oof. Unfortunately. That's a drock. I don't know why, dude. Not even being dumb. Most have a downhill. It's actually windy out, so I'm actually gonna hit a little stinger for you guys. That's the nice. All right, they're clearing the green, so just stay with me for 2 seconds.
Do you drink in the morning? Absolutely not. I don't get up till noon.